These two are just cute as a button. Okay, well, you can see as these two are actually coming up to the couch, there's quite a distance between them to start with. And Justin's gone into what is known as a power pose, where he's got himself bigger. And usually when people do that, there's an anxiety underneath that they need to increase their testosterone level. Quite a macho sort of stance, really. Whereas with Carly, she's got her head down versus him out there. Such a polarity between them. Carly gets herself very, very comfortable. She's pursing her lips quite a lot, she's got quite a lot of anger and frustration sitting behind there. And he looks at her several times, and he gives micro expressions of fear every time she says something, he's lip pressing. Lip pressing can be suppressed anger or sadness. In this case, I think it's sadness with him. My gut feeling is he's sad because he can't do that, and he actually wants to get a connection, and particularly if you know that you're partially responsible for that not happening. So here we have them sitting on the couch, Justin very uncomfortable there, wiping, getting his hands behind his head. They're right next to each other, but they're not facing each other. They move away from each other. Carly's got her hair, she brings it round almost like a protection, and he leans away from her. She looks down an awful lot, and she's processing the whole time. Some people just get very still and sort of withdraw into themselves, and she does a lot of that. So I think she's continually processing, what is actually going on. I think it's like a minefield for her, and she can't quite believe it because she's obviously got an attraction with him. Yeah, her knees are pointed towards him. His feet are pointed towards him. The sexual chemistry between them is very obvious. She does very much the feminine, the sort of coy little look down, whereas he does the big, I'm the man. So the polarity is where the attraction is. If you've got two that are the same, there's not going to be that level of attraction. There may be initially, but just because you've got a connection like Dean and Davina, there was an instant attraction because they're very similar, and they go after what they want, and they don't really care about anybody else. But after that initial attraction, the chemistry starts to wane because they don't need another one of themselves, really. Although they're not bang next to each other, there's an intimacy there that is missing in a lot of the other couples. There's the sexual chemistry, but there's also, a deep caring there. You can actually see he has his arm, immediately he puts it behind her. He looks at her a lot, and he looks at her in the eyes, and his eyes water up quite a lot, as do hers. They're both quite emotional people. She said that he's not emotional, but actually he's shown an awful lot of emotion. When you start connecting with your hands and talking with your hands, there's much more of a connection. And when the hands are shown, there's a trust level.